That's right. Go ahead and share on your phone, but turn it down. Turn the volume down.
We can take breaks, we can break down, we can just sip on coffee. Look at my bad style, look at my smile, look at me sipping on.
Share it from
I don't like
the messenger link.
you don't like
My mic is horrible.
that's alright.
Oh, you good. Just share from your you can share from the anti-black conversation page. Just share it on your page.
Tell me what to think about. Put my head up top. Sipping on coffee. We can take breaks, we can break down, we can just sip on coffee. Look at my bad style, look at my smile, look at me sipping on. We can take breaks, we can just go sitting here sipping on coffee. You look so dumb, yeah. Sipping on,
need a light coffee. Wake up in the
Hey
morning.
Tony, is that any better? Can you hear me?
Teacher told me
Yeah.
to pay attention in the
I
class.
can't hear you all at all.
No, because I have music playing.
I'm just playing, Miss
No, I
Jackson.
can't hear you. I can barely hear you talking.
You're beautiful and your class amazing. I
Really? Can you hear me, Tama?
How's my performance
You
today?
hear me okay?
I just want to make you a believer. I'm an overachiever. They say that I can do anything that I just believe. ABCs, man. 1, 2, 3, man.
All right, good morning. So, Tama, you say you can't hear? Donna, can you hear me?
I hear you perfect.
Oh, so it's just Miss Tama that can't hear us. Perfect. Look, you see her tilt her head too. Tama, say something. Speak.
Can you hear me?
We
I
can-
cannot hear a single word you're saying. I see you talking.
You know, we've had this problem before with whatever technology you're using. Yeah, we was in a meeting last week and you wasn't able to hear. Oh no, we couldn't hear you in that then. Turn your volume up.
Give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna tap out and come back in.
Okay. All right. In the meantime, good morning.
Morning.
So-
I'm posting right now so we can get people.
This is what it's like dealing with these queens that I'll be rolling with. So I had to be patient with
some
you.
of. Some of. Well, you got to
All
be patient
of
with me too. You do got to be patient with me too.
All of them. Well, while she doing that, so just good morning to folks that is tapped in, folks that is tapping in. This is another segment or component of the anti-Black conversation platform that I have. My name is Tony McNeil, and I am the founder of the anti-Black conversation. And what I have done, I have been hanging out with I've been hanging out with queens on a regular. And so today I've got my tap out crew, but I've invited other queens just randomly if they want to. I'll get to that in a minute. So today I'm just hanging out with my tap out crew, and we've been talking about holding a live conversation space for the queens. And so we're arguing right now whether or not it's the Queen Consortium or the Queen Consortium. I guess we're gonna have to figure that one out too in a minute. Um, but yeah, we get together once a week, just about on the minimum once a week.
I was about to say more than that.
Sometimes it depends because sometimes Tish be calling like random meetings, for whatever. Um, and we have real conversations. We have created a safe space for us. Donna, is your volume turned down?
It is not. You know what? Let me turn it off. Let me mute.
On your phone. You don't have to mute.
Oh yes, it's turned down. It's turned all the way down.
I was just making sure so that
Did I'm hoping I did this right. Check me out. I'm on Facebook. It's a live down here at the bottom. Plus I posted the link. Yeah.
Sure. You
Okay.
can just share it on your page if you want.
I did. That's what I did.
Yeah, then you're good.
Okay, we're good. Okay.
Yeah. Hmm. Tama, you can't hear us, Tama?
Not a thing.
We hear you, Tama.
I can't
Hmm.
hear you.
Do you have earphones that you can use?
Let me see if I can find some earphones.
Yeah, go into the cam and mic
Yeah,
setting and
hang
see
on.
see
I'll be
where it's
right back.
pointing your mic to.
Okay. Okay, so in the meantime, my name is Tony McNeil.
And I'm
Um,
Donna Marie.
and so I'm gonna have Donna tell us a little bit about herself.
Oh Lord.
Donna,
Okay.
who are you? What you do? Where you
What you
at?
want to know?
What you do? Where you at? Who are you?
Well, Lord Jesus, you know it's a few of them. It's a few of me's across the.
What?
It depends on where I'm at, and
Wait,
I don't mean physically neither.
no, we
Right
need
now,
the
I'm
daytime you.
physically I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. I am a former Stocktonian, not a Stockton native. I am a native of Richmond, California. And I am a working actress and continuing to work on building my craft and putting myself out there to do TV, film, and theater. I am a writer. I am an activist. I am a poet. I am a mother. I am a queen. I've been known as Mama Donna since I was 23 years old and pregnant with baby number 3.
Oh dang.
Yeah, dang. So I'm every woman. You know, I worked in academia. I worked in customer service. I worked a little bit in the medical field and a little bit in the shipping and all kinds of stuff. So who am I? It just kind of depends on where I am at the time. Because I'm also an awesome friend.
Yeah.
And, you
Which I
know,
just learned. I didn't know because I thought she was crazy.
you did. I peeped that. I peeped that. Well, I mean, who wouldn't think somebody was crazy when the first time you meet them, they say, "Can I touch your hair?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Another black person with an afro to another black person with an afro.
Yeah, Donna's kind of special. I
Yeah,
thought she was crazy for real. I was like,
yeah, yeah.
okay, back up. I
I don't know
can't. I
about you.
can't. But yeah, it turns out to be probably one of the dearest friends that I have, and somebody that we have some very similar paths and stuff that we have traveled. So in the spaces that we'll be holding, and it's just a once a month, we've decided once a month we're going to go ahead and we're going to just do a live queen conversation. Um, okay, now we have to figure this out. Is it the Queen Consortium or the Queen Consortium?
Consortium.
Can we Google that thing and figure it out? Because I looked up,
I just Googled it.
I
Okay.
did a consortium.
Consortium. When it gives you the phonetic spelling,
Mhm.
it gives you K with an upside down E, N apostrophe, right? So kun, and then soar, SO with a little house over top, R. And then the last part is a capital SH, shh, and then a E in parentheticals. It looks like with a line over it. And then again, the sound that you
Really
find.
does.
All of this is in the international, what do they call it? Oh, the International Phonetic Dictionary. International
What is
Phonetic
it?
Dictionary.
Spell it in English.
So K, I say it like this. I spell it KAHN, consor, SOR, shim, SHIEM.
You don't even know how to spell it in English.
I know it's CONSORTIUM. I know how to spell it. I'm trying to spell
Spell it
it.
again. CON
SOR. It's my grandma.
SOR
Aura. She say aura. TIUM.
TIUM. Okay,
Consortium.
okay. So it's you're saying it's pronounced
Consortium.
consortium,
Yeah, consortium.
but it's
It
spelled consortium. Okay.
yeah. Just like you don't say fiction, you say fiction.
Yes.
right?
Okay, whatever. So this is a pseudo conflict. I did spell it right. I just wasn't pronouncing it right. You had me thinking that I hadn't pronounced it right. Okay, so the definition of a consortium
Mm-hmm.
is a fellowship, association, or companionship.
Yes.
Those are words that help define it. And
Yes.
so, what we have found in our space as queens is, did I spell it right? Consortium. So the
Consortium.
Queens Consortium is a Queens space where we have fellowship, association, and companionship.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Queens Consortium is.
But can I take it a step further?
Hmm.
I would like to say that, we've talked about the level of relationship that we have as women and the way in which we are interacting with each other as queens and a part of this queen consortium. Uh, I believe we're all women of a certain age and really don't have time to develop superfluous relationships.
Hmm. What
Just
do you
some,
mean by that?
you know what I mean? We hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
We hold each other's weight at
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
It's a space where we really get real with each other and with ourselves in times when we are most vulnerable and can't get real with nobody else, or maybe are not ready to reveal that type of realness about us to the onlooker,
Right.
especially being black. And we can take it back, we can take it to that black thing. As a black woman, we have all been raised in a household where we were told what goes on in the house, stay in the house.
Right.
So that level of secrecy about many times our
Yeah.
sickness that's happening inside that house
Yeah.
is really like almost like the grooming ground and the foundation behind us being secret keepers and not even being real with ourselves. So inside of this consortium, it's just like, we do a lot of cussing, and sometimes it's just like bump that down because we need to deal with the real stuff. And,
Hmm.
and instead of dealing in fantasy and what we would like to say, what feels
Right.
good, what looks, fun and or sexy or whatever that thing is, we get down to the nitty gritty inside of the consortium.
So it's a trip because so I've had different, friendships. I've had different levels of friendships and stuff, but real deal is I didn't know I needed this space until we created this space. I was rolling up to Sacramento, and so some of my sisters in Sac, Tia, um, LaDonna Lee, just different women that I have met, when I go into that space, they've created just a safe space, where you can come in as a woman and we laugh together, we cry together, we celebrate together. Yes, we'll cuss and yell and be angry, together, but she's created that kind of atmosphere and that kind of space. Um, the Queen Consortium that we've created, Tap Out Crew, whatever you want to call it. Um, it's one. I'm 50. I'm in my 50s, and so
About to join the 50 crew this year.
Don about to be 50.
I'm about to be
And
50.
I needed an intimate group. I needed an intimate group where I could not. I don't know. Do I want to say take off my crown?
Hmm. Yeah.
See if it's-
Take off your crown, take off your
Yeah,
cloak, take off
Can
all
you
of
hear us,
all of
Thomas?
I can hear you.
Okay.
wonderful. To take off the crown, to take off the cloak, to take off the covering, all of those things that we feel like define us into having to be a particular thing or present a particular way. The
Right.
mother in us, all of these personalities, right? They all converge and come into the room, but at the same time, it's not the controlling thing that's happening here. It's like we take off all of the stuff and get to be
No, that's Tony.
real people. Period. That's our friend. That's one of our
You
We're all here now.
one of our
I
friends. I thought I turned that off. That ringer I cannot turn off.
right. Look, I
That's
can't
a notification.
decline. I have to decline.
Maybe we ought to just put her on blast and answer this call.
Now what happened?
No, we're not. So
Why
wait.
not?
Well, hold on, Letitia. You just need to go ahead and click the link that's in our Queen
Is
group.
that what she having?
Uh,
She having trouble tapping in?
I don't know what she happened. Let me see here. I done sent her the link. I done text her the link. I done called to tell her to wake her tail up. I done did all that, and she gonna come in here loud and cussing.
Hmm.
Um,
But
so
that's the ability. We come in with the ability to be human.
right.
I don't have to present like this because I've been an elder I don't have to present like this because I'm a community educator. I don't have to
Mm.
present a particular way because I'm in politics or anything. All of those things fall by the wayside and we come clean and vulnerable and open and real. And that's what the consortium is about. That's the difference between even us snotting with some people and being able to support and hold them up and do all the things we do and encourage and all of that, and we pour in. Tap Out Crew Queen Consortium gives us the ability to come in and take the veil off, to be poured into. And
What you laughing about? Wait, what thought crossed your mind just then?
Me?
without
No. Sorry, Johnny. A a poem that I think embodies the Tap Out crew that I was gonna bring to y'all today.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
okay.
go ahead.
Oh,
Give it up.
wait, hold up. It's an original piece.
No.
I was about to say you wrote an original piece. You got to go
I'm
up.
writing one. I
Okay.
am actually writing one, but no, this is one that's actually fairly well known, and we use it a lot when we're bringing poetry to young people. But this one especially resonates with me personally, and it resonates with me for us. And it's called "Won't You Celebrate with Me"
Hmm.
by Lucille Clifton.
Okay.
Won't you celebrate with me what I have shaped into a kind of life? I had no model, born in Babylon, both non white and woman. What did I see to be except myself? I made it up here on this bridge between starshine and clay, my one hand holding tight my other hand. Come celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me and has failed.
Hmm.
Dang.
Is that it?
That's it. It ain't got to be
Well,
no
then,
more.
shoot, I was snapping on that one part. We snap. We snap in the rooms. We snap. I was snapping on that. I thought it was something else. I was waiting for the next
Oh
stanza.
my God. Every day something has tried to kill me.
And
And has failed.
failed.
Oh my God.
And the other one is,
Sis,
what did I see to be except myself?
wow, right? Sis, can we drop that in the chat? Is that a copy paste? Can you do that? That's
What's
so
the name of it?
or should
It's
I go
called
ahead and
Won't
just
You
type
Celebrate with Me by Lucille Clifton.
boom?
Won't you celebrate? Wouldn't you celebrate with me? I see it. I see it. I got it. Give me a second. I'm gonna do it.
I'm just putting the title of it. That was powerful, Tom.
Yeah. And that there's a line in there. It's such a short piece because all poems don't got to be all 3 minutes.
Right.
But there's another line in there that talks about when you get to that place of crisis and trauma and desperation and you don't see any help or any support. And she says, my one hand holding tight my other hand. Because sometimes all you got is you.
Is yourself. Yeah. I mean that line by line, for real, line by
Yeah.
line, precept
Oh, we
upon
annotate this
precept.
thing to pieces.
Oh man, that's worthy of dissecting.
So the topic of our conversation today is centered around how do Black women keep moving forward? Because that's one of my taglines is keep moving forward, and I've been using that tagline for years. um, and so just as a survivor of domestic violence, of molestation, rape, abuse, all of the stuff, and it's not like mine. I'm a survivor of it, like many Black women. Many women are, but specifically, we're talking about Black women. So the things that we have survived, right?
Right.
If you think about your childhood and think about all of the stuff. I'm censoring myself.
Yeah.
Whew, think about.
Well, just real quick before we dive in, um, you know, I want to keep it real, and sometimes my mouth can get, you know what I'm saying. I know you gonna censor yourself, Tony Mac, because that's what you do, Miss McNeil. But I'm just look at everybody. Everybody sipping right now. Everybody gonna take a sip. This is time. Is it time to sip? Hold on.
Let's all sip on
When
that
you
one.
have just coffee, Donna, ain't nothing else in there, right?
No, I took.
Okay. So Donna, we give you permission to be your true, authentic self. I censored myself because sometimes people, just anyway. So
They cannot, because sometimes
you
let's
can't handle
keep
the
it
truth,
real. They cannot handle who we really are.
right?
We put on these masks because we've learned that when we go in particular rooms and we say this or we do that, we have to, people breathe different, they shift, it makes them uncomfortable. And so that informs us on how to present in that space so that we don't offend others. Fuck them. That's what I'm saying right now. Now I'm
There
saying
you go.
like it is what it motherfucking is. Okay. I just wanted to get permission. I gotta breathe. I'm not here to play and pretend with nobody. Like for real, for real. It's
Please
time.
say that for me because I got grandbears in the house.
Okay. Well, yeah, that Tama ditto for Mama T. It's like, what the fuck is the point? That's what I'm getting to right now. At the woman that I am right now, I am wondering, what is the point of continuing to fake and pretend and be in pain because you can't even be your authentic self with the people who say that they love you. You gotta tiptoe over here, and you gotta walk on eggshells over there. Fuck that. I remember first time Tom taught my kids it's okay to say fuck. It's she did not. No, seriously.
Tommy, you did not.
Listen here. Thomas said, if you're gonna say it, you better be bold. Say it with all everything you got. When you say it, everybody in the motherfucking room better stop. Cause you said it that powerfully. Don't play with it. If you're gonna say it and present. And that type of honesty that she gave those kids, and while she gives those children, those young people, an opportunity to express their voice without that parental, how, don't be that with all of that. I'm a teacher, you in school, without all of that. She said, speak.
Especially the girls.
So okay, now. So we've got that. We got that. So here's the thing. How do Black women keep
they cuss? They cuss. They cuss and they drink coffee. They be cussing and coffee drinking. Okay. Starting with a queen friend.
Okay, so the question is, how do Black women keep moving forward? And so, I mean, and it's just broad. Like, how do we keep moving forward? How do we continue to elevate in a male-dominated world when we've been conditioned to have self-loathing and self-hatred, anti-Blackness, contempt for one another, competition, Man, putting on masks, not being our authentic selves. How do we still rise above that? Yet still I rise. Still I rise. How do you keep rising and keep moving forward? How are we doing it? How is this happening?
I don't know that we consciously think about it. I think we get to a point where it is literally an instinct
Mm,
that when you get to a point of such pain and of such challenge, and sometimes you are overwhelmed, it comes down to that little teeny tiny word, something. Something in you says, all right, you can't run, you can't walk, but maybe you can crawl. But something in you continues to move one step forward, even if everything is coming unraveled and you're stopped and you think you're not moving, but you are moving forward in the sense that you're taking time to hurt. There is
mm,
something innate in us that when we ain't got words, when we ain't got friends, when we ain't got light, when we ain't got food, when we ain't got shelter, when we're feeling cold and abandoned, we are still thinking, how do I move forward?
mm.
And if you're thinking how, you are still in motion
Wow.
because we never stop thinking, we never stop feeling, we never stop planning, we never stop moving, even if that movement doesn't look like motion. Because we get
It's
caught up
like
in thinking
inertia.
that we have to see motion. We ain't got to see motion. As long as we are thinking in our head how, as long as
Mhm.
we are asking questions, why, who, from whence do I get my help, we are moving. Even we are calling out and crying and cussing, we are moving. We are still coming up against that which is challenging us and threatening to overwhelm us. And that's the how part. We may not be able to give you in this conversation, you may not have a map of, okay, I need you
Mm,
to do this and go there and put sprocket A into hole number
right.
B. No, when you may not come out with that, but what you're going to get are breadcrumbs. You're
So
gonna
so
get
wait a second.
breadcrumbs from Tony, from Donna, from me. I'm gonna put that in my sack because I might need that somewhere down the line.
Mhm.
So yesterday I went to the gym, and I was working out. I was doing everything was cool, and going with my cardio and stuff, right? I was grooving to my music and just really in the vibe. So I get off the machine, finish up my cardio and stuff, get all my gear, and I go into the weight room. And I went and I'm setting everything up to do my circuit. And when I bent over, I felt, just my back start to tighten up, right? I could feel it twinge. And I waited because I wanted to make sure, okay, wait, what's this? And so I went to go ahead and I felt it again. And so I took a few steps and I felt it tightening up. And I was like, oh man, here we go. So the first thing is don't panic, right? Because the first thing you want to do is panic mode. Don't panic, Tony. It's all good. I've been doing all of this work and stuff. And the main reason, right, is because my back and mobility. So
Mhm.
my mind wants to freak out, and go into panic mode, but I don't. I made a decision that it would not be wise for me to do the weights on that day. Go ahead, call it a wrap, So I went on home, gave myself permission to go home. Self care. You're going to take care of yourself, right? Girl, I got home and I'm talking about it was like the more the day progressed, the tighter my back got. I went from standing straight up to bent over. And because I have had severe back issues and severe chronic pain, I got a walker. So I've been having to use the walker. I need y'all to know that thing messed up my mind and heart and spirit. I'm sure y'all can only imagine.
Mhm.
So I'm
So
doing.
I just need you to check out the chat because I'm writing down the steps
I'm
that
watching
you're
it.
taking. And do you see?
Oh yeah, see, yes, I see you. I see you.
Don't panic. Make a decision. Give
Yes,
yourself permission. Self care, and then
yes,
find support.
yes.
You found support.
And
That's
I
all you
still had
did.
to work. I still had to work. I still had, girl, I had some powerful meetings that I had to handle yesterday, back hurting and everything. I had to, so I got dressed. And one of the things that I do in order to ensure that I show up is that I don't dress according to how I feel. I don't dress according to how my body feels. So if I'm going to show up, I'm going to show up. And so I showed up fully present, engaged, and then bam, I got hit with emotional trauma and a trigger.
Mm.
Okay, so I had to reset, call in prayer support. So I called that. Then I asked for prayer support, and I was like, "Hey, I need folks to pray for me, or what have you." And I could feel, just that support coming. People were praying. Somebody called me and prayed. All of that. Then I'm having to speak to myself. I had to speak life to myself and tell myself, that this is not. So where you are now is not where you were. This isn't the same. I had
Yes.
to make sure that I was telling myself what's going on today is not the same as what was going on 2 years ago. And so all day I kept moving. All day I kept moving forward. I would get up and take a few steps around the house, just to make sure that I was still moving around. I did the self-care, nursed myself and everything. My back is still sore. I said, man down. Man down. And so I'm doing what I got to do today. But at the end of the day, what I realized is that I was doing all the things instinctively and intuitively that I know to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. People always laugh at me when I say that I'm never lost because every direction I'm headed in is north. But it is. Unless I know it's left or right, it's north. But north for us, that North Star was freedom. And no matter where we were in captivity, as long as we could find the North Star and head towards that, we knew we were heading towards freedom. And I maintain that inside of us as Black people, but particularly inside of us as Black women, is an internal North Star. And we are always
Mm,
moving towards that thing that is going to help free us from a situation, from a challenge, from a point of trauma. And we
mhm,
don't even know what the landscape looks like. We just know where that north is. We just know instead that we can get to that freedom. Like Tony, the freedom from pain. What do I have to do?
mhm,
Freedom from the inability to process something all by herself. What do I have to do to get to the freedom in this situation, which is I need help? And
mm,
so I'm going to move towards whatever that north is in that moment. And that north may be shut it down. That north may be call on the consortium. That north may be call for help. But
mhm.
there's always something in us that moves towards freedom somehow. There is, like I said, there's an internal North Star.
Mm.
It's a trip. I'm looking at these, and I'm glad that you pulled that out and you captured them, Donna, because I didn't know. I wouldn't have known. I never knew that there was a progression. I think that because we do these things and we've been doing them by rote for such a long time, ladies,
Mhm.
that we don't necessarily even realize that there's a rhythm. There is a system that we operate in intuitively and instinctively, from our survival mode.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Do we make it look easy for the younger generation? Do we make it look so easy that maybe they get confused and not realize that we do have there is some method to the madness?
Absolutely, we do at times
Yeah.
because we're not talking to them about it. We're processing it. We're
Mm,
going through it. We don't have time sometimes to even stop and process. We just know that there's something on the other side of that we got to get to, and we don't have time to be messing around with
yeah,
feeling bad, because
yeah.
feeling bad don't get the work done.
Yeah. I had to tell a young woman about 2 weeks ago, we were having an intergenerational conversation, and she was going off on the boomers and y'all didn't do this and y'all didn't do that. And I had to tell her, I said, the reason that you're walking a cleared path is because you can't see past me, chopping
Mhm.
down all of the weeds and things for both of us to walk.
Ooh.
Mm.
And that's it. They're walking on a much smoother path, but us in front of them, we're still chopping down weeds, we're still blazing trails, we're still doing
Mhm.
that dirty work, and they're not seeing that in front of us. We don't see a path, but behind us, we've created one.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I like that.
I know that we're supposed to be talking to the younger ladies that are coming up. It's a trip because I remember having a conversation with one of the ladies who served as an armor bearer for me, and she was really just kind of feeling really down on herself and beating herself up, for where she was in her life. She's in her 30s, right? And so she's in her early 30s, and she felt like she hadn't achieved enough, she hadn't accomplished enough, and she needed to be further along. And she working on home ownership, she was working on all of these different things, right? But she was still beating herself. And she felt like financially, she wasn't where she needed to be. And so she was in real critique mode. And I remember stopping her at some point and telling her, I said, just in case no one's told you, I said, honey, you are right where you need to be in your 30s. Everything that you are going through and experiencing right now today is not uncommon to a 30-year-old's experience. And we started talking about that. And I'll never forget the relief that she felt. She said, no one's ever told me that. So
Mm.
I thought I was off course. I thought that, you know, what I was experiencing and going through was wrong. And I feel like we do that often with our young ladies, with our youth, in our community, in their 20s. Girl, my 20s, I was a damn mess, a flaming hot mess. I didn't even stop being a flaming hot mess until I hit 27, which was rock bottom, and then decided that I was going to play a little bit more for 28, 29, and then 30, 31. I kind of was like, yeah, I think I'm done because I've seen how far, my flesh could take me, and it's kind of scary, and I might want to stop and push pause on activities. But 20, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. This girl was trying to go to prison. I was trying to, like, take people's life. I was, some stuff. I was a mess. So when I look at my children in their 20s, I am not expecting them to be perfect and have it all together. That is so foul to
It
approach
really
it. I don't know. I feel like we don't even leave space for them to actually, just be crazy. I was crazy, and you my kids. So I expect you to be crazy times 10.
I tell every 20-year-old, 20s is when you do all of your effing up so that you can spend your 30s going, whew, I survived that.
I wish I would have learned that in my 20s, because in my 30s
Because that's age
look,
appropriate.
look here, I found myself locked up in my 30s talking about I was supposed to get this shit done and out the way in my 20s. Now here I am, 30 some years old, locked up and away from my children, and thinking, God damn, I was supposed to get this shit done before them. And now my children are watching me go through this that I watched my mother go through
Mm,
almost all of my life.
Mhm.
Okay. So for me, I was sitting in a place of like repeating a cycle and talking to myself saying, Donna, this don't make no damn sense.
mhm.
And the reason why is because we're not reaching back and talking to our young queens. We're not talking to them like real,
Like
right?
they are queens, right? I love that you said
Well,
that.
here's the thing. We come to them like when they call us out on our stuff. The first thing we
Hmm.
do is point out, well, I've been through all this. We point out our trauma. So we gaslight them.
Hmm.
When
Girl.
they come, when they come to us with their stuff, we're
Hmm.
in this queen status, trying to let them know what they need to do to navigate. Like we've got all
Right.
the answers to the questions. But
Right.
when have we truly been vulnerable when they saw us snotting and down on our knees and crying behind this no good Negro and trying to fight to keep this nothing ass job and doing all of this stuff to take care of these badass kids? You know, but that was just a joke. But and all of that, right? When they come to us, we posture,
Mm-hmm.
we position ourselves because we're the elder. They're coming to us for the answers. So we can't be unraveled and disheveled, right? So I had a queen ask me, and if the queen want to, just point it out, then they can point it out. But I ain't gonna bust nobody out. But I had a queen ask me or ask the group, right? Like, how do I tell my daughter not to be bitter? And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't tell your
That
daughter.
was me. That was me.
See, so I'm like, I ain't gonna tell her not to be bitter.
Mm-mm.
Why would I tell her that? My middle name is bitter.
But definition.
Mary means bitter, just in case y'all didn't know. So I
Toya,
can't,
I am so
I
sorry that
cannot
I
tell
put that on you.
her. I can't tell her to ignore the authenticity and the realness of her experiences that
Mm,
she's feeling right now. I can't snatch that from her because here's the thing: even one of my daughters went through a very abusive relationship, and what I realized is that the only person who can pull her up out of that is her. And when she gets there, she'll get there. But golly, I was on my knees and I was in her face and I was in that dude's face and all of the stuff, but most of all I was just, my God, my child.
Mm-hmm.
And she watched me go through this. Now
mhm.
she dating her daddy.
Right,
no
right,
offense, no offense, dad, just in case you watching, but whatever, it is
right.
what it is. But you know what I'm saying, now she's dating her father and I'm sitting here like, why are you repeating what you saw me go through? And a lot of it she didn't remember. She didn't even remember. It was so much trauma
Right,
she didn't even remember.
right.
She was acting from trauma brain.
Mm-hmm.
So how transparent do you feel like we should be?
Shit, we need to
Uh,
get real. We need to just quit. Just like for real. Let's just stop.
We need to get looking glass transparent with our young women.
mm,
And we need to, and as elders, we need to be always mindful that a conversation has two parts: speaking and listening.
mhm,
And when these young queens come into our space, not necessarily us, but so many women and men, but women in our cohort get into this space of, well, you have to listen to my wisdom because I've been here. We get in our throne
Been there, done that.
wait,
and
I wish I
we
had the crown.
forget,
I'd put it on right now.
we
And the
forget that
scepter.
that conversation is a two-way street. So yes, they get to come and listen, but we also have to remember they get to speak.
Mhm,
And they're not going to learn unless they know, unless they get that confidence and that training that you can come into an audience of elders and grown people and you have a voice. That's the one thing that I spent my entire
mm,
career
Yes,
teaching young people, and
yes.
my daughter in particular. You
you
can
have
go
a voice.
into an audience and you can tell grown people about themselves. Be prepared to listen, but you get to have a voice at this table. There is no kids table. It's a
Mhm.
big ass round table. You
That's
Mhm,
have
right.
your seat, you have a microphone, turn that thing on, say what you have to say, and then
Amplify
sit
your
back and
voice.
listen. It's always a two-way street. We forget that.
mm. I put this up here. One of my sisters, Deetra, and I love and appreciate her so much because Deetra's been somebody that's been for real for me for years. And I mean, God has really always put somebody in my life to where I've had space. We held space in my car in her driveway for almost a year, right? So, and I just would sob and cry, but she did that. She listened and she created space for me. So, what I'm hearing in that is when she put this up, that we can't teach our young ladies to ignore their authenticity and their experiences. My experiences were real and true to me. And when my children come to me with their experiences and then I trump theirs with mine, then I'm not allowing them to even have room to
That's right.
feel, to
That's
be
right.
heard, to anything. And it took me too long. I feel, to learn that. Now I'm learning it, and I'm creating that space for them.
May I say something though?
Yeah.
Let's just, I want, us to get away from a place of vilifying ourselves for
Mm.
not
Having the
operating
tools.
in a
Yeah.
place of
Yeah.
knowledge at a time where we didn't have it.
Right. Mm. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
We didn't have it. Because as soon as we got healthier, right, we began to do healthier things or send healthier messages. Unfortunately, what often happens is if a child has grown up with you, right, and many of us had our children at a young age, they've watched you go through all that stuff in your 20s. They
Yeah.
witnessed it. For the child who was born of the 30, 40 something year old,
Yeah.
they may have a different experience.
Yeah.
But to those of us who were having babies when we were babies and babies when we were in our 20s, our children watched us go through some tumultuous shit.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have no way of explaining to them what it was because we didn't understand it because we were children going through it. It was new territory for us.
Mm-hmm.
What can we teach about what we don't know? What can we tell them about what we've not experienced?
Right.
When people come to me, ask me about a healthy relationship, I let them know. I can tell you a healthy relationship based on the opposite of what I went through in my relationship.
Right. Right.
I can't
Yeah.
even speak to you on the realness of what it is that I'm experiencing because I don't know it.
Let me put this out there real quick. This is the kind of space. So every month when we have this Queen's conversation, this is a space to where if there's a queen that is watching and you want to be tagged into this conversation, if you inbox me, I'll drop you the link to bring you into this conversation.
Tap in.
Just tap on in. Anybody that is watching, if you want to be a part of this dialogue, if there's something pulling on you that you want to add, just hit me up in my inbox. I've got the chat already, the link already to drop for you, and I will tag you in. I'm sorry, Donna. Go ahead. I just want to make sure that they knew.
I don't even know. I don't even know what I was saying. I don't know.
I like what you said about stop vilifying ourselves because we do that.
We
We
do.
do that a lot.
We do.
We do
We
that a
do.
lot. And sometimes like when I was coming out of domestic violence, what I didn't real and now let me say this. I went through domestic violence. I was a victim of domestic violence, and I also want to make sure
Survivor. You're a
that
survivor of domestic violence.
I am a
Thank you. Change your
survivor.
language, change your
You're
life.
an overcomer
Yes,
of
I'm a
domestic violence.
survivor of domestic violence, and so is my former spouse. He is a survivor too. We both survived domestic violence. We're not the same people that we were back then, and we've learned and grown from some of our experiences. Now, I can say that. Watch this, Tom. I see you. I'm looking at your face. I can say that because I know him and I know how we interact together now today. I can't say that for everybody. I'm not gonna try.
Mhm.
But in this space, I want to make sure that when I tell my story, I am telling my authentic story from my vantage point and my perspective. And people don't know what it took because it takes two to tango. And I had things I needed to learn and grow from being because I shouldn't have stayed. So, and I'm not vilifying myself for what I didn't know then, but now I know better. So,
Can we talk about that?
okay, go ahead.
Just
Hang
put
on.
let's just talk about that because I used to work at the Women's Center and you just talked about why you stay and you should have left.
Mhm.
Let's just address that, okay? Nobody gets into a relationship with an abusive person and like, I like this is feeling good. Oh, this is everything is going my way. This nigga beating my ass every day. Talk crazy to me. I'm in love. Nobody does that shit. Nobody. So let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real. The signs of abuse are so innocuous.
What do you mean by that?
They are so small and nuanced and minute that
Mhm.
you don't even realize that it's sneaking up on you. As insipidous as it is, it
Yeah.
just goes where water goes, where the cracks
Wow.
are.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody, you, most of us find ourselves in an abusive relationship. We didn't go into it with that intention. Just let's keep it real. If you had went out on a date and he turned around and smacked you in the mouth because he saw you looking at some other dude at the other table on the first date, would you have gone out with him again? No.
Right.
If he would have talked to you crazy the first day and criticized your hat on and looked you up and down and told you that you fat and you ain't no good, and if he had done that the first day, would you have stayed with him? No.
Mm-mm.
If she, or in for let's be inclusive, if she had smacked you across your mouth and told you you was out of pocket because would you have stayed in that situation? No. Abuse
And you
don't
know what else we would have done? We would not have deceived ourselves with our own language. We would
mm-mm.
have said that's a red flag. We wouldn't have
That's
said
a red flag. That
that's
we would
not a salmon color flag. That's not a
have
pink
me.
color flag. That's not a rose color flag. That's
Wait.
not.
Wait.
He gets so emotional.
No, wait, wait. So when you okay, because that's what I want. Dive into that. So you said deceive ourselves with our own language. I call it romanticizing the BS. Okay, but anyway, go ahead. So I want to hang out there for a minute.
Well,
But
that's exactly what we're talking about.
yeah, that's it. That's
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 exactly
part
what
that's
we're
part of the
talking about.
socialization.
Yeah. Come on now. Back in the day, before we even had the words domestic violence, we didn't even call it violent. We might have said domestic dispute. We might have said, how they act when they get on full. You know who jealous, girl. You know he crazy. We don't
Mm-hmm.
call it abuse and
Mhm.
domestic violence and all. We have all of these other words that we call it, but we don't call the thing what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And oftentimes it's because we haven't identified it as that.
Yeah.
The first time, look here, I know that I've been violated throughout my life at various stages or whatever, but the first time I had somebody say, sis, you were raped. And I'm sitting here like, what? Really? No, wasn't? I thought, but I was there for sex. And they had to break it down and explain to me that didn't mean X, Y, and Z. And so now this is what you've experienced,
Yeah.
right? But we didn't have the words for it. We hadn't identified it because we didn't know what it was. We just felt like, well, I shouldn't have stopped him when we was already mid. I
Right.
shouldn't have teased him. Maybe I shouldn't have put on. Maybe I shouldn't have went to his place. Maybe I shouldn't have. And we try and figure out all of these ways that we shouldn't have or could have done something different. But a rapist is a rapist is a rapist, right?
Mhm.
Okay, let's just keep that real, because here's the thing: we've all been in situations before and the man didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
And so that's the part that you had to lift up in order to balance it out, because even as you were talking, and so I just want folks to know, we disagree in Queen Consortium, and we are our true authentic selves. And so when something rubs raw at me, I have to throw it out there and say it. As you
Okay.
were talking about, a rapist is a rapist is a rapist, there's something in me that wants to protect the individuals that that may feel a way about hearing that. I'm trying to fight. How do I hold space, safe space for everybody at the
Oh,
same?
okay, 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 okay. I hear you in terms of language that could be triggering and traumatizing. Is that what we're talking about here? Is this what we're addressing?
Well, yes, yes, and no. I'm thinking about the fact that in my journey, to keep moving forward in the place that I am in. Oh God,
Mm,
wait a
nobody
second.
got ready for this. I'm not even ready. Okay.
What happened? In my journey to move forward, that as I speak my truth, that there are people that hear it that find offense in it. So I'm trying to figure out, as a Black woman moving forward, when dealing with issues of violation or offenses from even Black men, that how do I express that without offending Black men?
Let's just,
So here's
let's, I'm sorry. We're not offending Black men. We're offending rapists.
yeah,
We're
and
not
here's
talking
where
about, we're not talking about Black men. We're not talking about Black men. We're talking about rapists. We ain't
yeah.
talking about white men. We ain't talking about Mexican men. We ain't talking about, we talking about rapists.
And here's where I got to get you to fight against your socialization
Mm.
and your and the way society teaches us to not choose ourselves first. And you're triggering something in me because when I was 19, I was raped on the campus of San Jose State my freshman year. And the in spite of the trauma that I went through, in spite of having talked a madman into bringing me back to campus and not killing me, even though he had the gun, and knowing at that time, all I need to do is survive. That was my North Star: survive, get back to the dorms, and then,
And then,
and then we go through the process. But at that same time, Tony, part of me was thinking, I am about to put a Black man into the system.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to, I
Mm-hmm.
am definitely going to court because the
Mm-hmm.
next woman may not have enough to
Mm.
talk the monster back out of murder into survival. She may not be able to navigate that moment the way I did. He could kill the next woman. Let me
Mm.
get him out of circulation now. And I
Mm.
knew in the 70s, 1975, I
Mm.
knew that in an all white jury, which I knew I was going to have, that
Mm-hmm.
my story and the truth of the matter was going to trump whatever the hell he said
Mm,
and put him into the system. And I was so completely engaged in the socialization of this society, which says you be demure, you protect the brother, because this is the age of the Panthers. They
mhm,
still searching for Angela.
Mm-hmm.
It's protect Black men at all costs. And
yes,
I'm operating out of that
that's
even as I
right.
had been raped. I'm still trying to protect this Black man,
mm,
not seeing him as the thing that came against me and my body. And I
mm,
had to fight through that socialization just to get justice. When you when you finally free yourself and you can separate, I'm not coming against my brothers. I'm coming against monsters.
mm,
And
Mm.
and rapists, black, white, whatever color, they are monsters first.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
Tony, I know you're going to go back to, well, the system created this and their trauma created that. You're going to go back into defense mode. And well, what made this man the monster? I
yeah,
don't know and I don't care because you're not
woo,
encountering the man. You're
because that's how
encountering
I'm
the
wired.
monster.
That's
Mhm,
how
And you
Tony's
have to
wired.
go against the thing that is coming against you in the moment.
mhm, mhm.
And
Mm.
you're going back into, well, how did that's not yours. Yours is
Mm.
not for the how and the why. You ain't got to go back to the womb. You
Mm.
have to stay in what happened in that moment. And how do I get
Mm.
the justice that I need in this moment? So when Donna is talking about rapists,
Mm-hmm,
she's talking about the sum total of their experiences that
mm-hmm,
brings them to that moment where they become monsters.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
We can deal with the monster later, but the next woman ain't gonna be Tony.
right,
The
Mm-hmm.
right.
next woman ain't gonna be Donna or Tish or Tama. The next woman could die.
Right.
And I get that. I agree with that and fully support that. Um, I do. I fully support that. I hear it. I receive it. And in order for me to move forward, there were things that I had to call a spade in my life in order to move forward. I needed to set boundaries, and you can't set healthy boundaries until you know what it is that you're protecting yourself from or against. So I received that. And you are right. There is also that component of me, to where I love the Black community. I love the Black man.
Yeah.
Um, and so, how has society, created this schism, this division, this tension, this, for the things that we experience.
Mhm.
Can I just say something? Because is it, in my opinion, much of it is about language, and
Mm.
even when we think about how Black men are vilified in the media, right?
Ooh, ooh,
We
child.
don't want to perpetuate that in the way that we talk about our brothers. But listen here, we as a consortium of women, let's first off, we ain't got to walk on eggshells about shit. We've established that. This is real talk. First off, the
Mhm.
other thing is that we have to redefine what a man is, because we've blanketed that. We putting it all under the guise of a man, but what we understand a man to be when we talk about healthy relationships with one another, platonic, parental, uh, sexual, all of the relationship status
Right,
that we can have with somebody. The rapist, the murderer, the all the things that violate human life and
The drug dealers.
I'm just for real, like those things. We have to look at who are we calling a man?
mm,
Because if
Mm.
we're talking about a man, I'm not
okay,
talking about a rapist. I'm
okay,
not
Mm.
talking about somebody who's going to put his hands on me. I'm not talking about somebody who's going to violate my trust. I'm not talking
Mm.
about somebody who's going to leave me with my kids by myself in the dust. I'm not talking
Mm.
about that motherfucker.
daughter.
I'm not talking about him. I am talking about a man. I'm talking about something different. You understand? That's the thing. When we talk about men and we blanket it, let's talk about what a man really is. But if you calling a spade, then a spade is a motherfucking spade. And if it walk like a duck and it quack like a duck, must be a duck. Must be a duck. Ain't no man. And we
Mhm.
don't have to make this even about gender,
Right,
because the reality is fucked up people, fucked up shit. And they walk through this earth just violating all kinds of boundaries and stuff. They don't have no
Mm.
that's not even a part of their socialization.
mm,
It's been okay for them to be a monster or an asshole
Mm.
or whatever it is that they are. But that to me is not what we're talking about when we talk about men and women and
mm,
queens and kings. When we're talking about us like that, we're not talking about these, uh, not to say that we're not without issue, but we're not
right,
talking about that.
right, right. Right. And I get that. I hear you. And I appreciate and respect the heck out of that. Um, because in order to move forward, we have to then be able to differentiate between a man, someone who is operating
Mm-hmm.
in the capacity of a black man. We've got to be able to identify that. What is that? What are the characteristics and the traits, um, that distinctively, because some of these young ladies, and then I want to tag you in, Tish. Some of these young ladies, come into these spaces, when it comes to like being
I'm
trafficked.
sorry, Deetra Potts made a real good comment there too. She says, we have been taught, there it is, it's coming up. We have been
Yeah.
taught.
I
Saw
moved
that.
away from
Yeah.
that.
Oh, that's what you did. We have been taught to protect, even in our families when they have. Do you understand? Remember, we talked about that at the top of this. We was told in-house business is the in-house business, and that's how we get. That's the first socialization
Mm-hmm.
to keeping the secrets that keep us bound inside of this negative space.
Yeah.
It's that right there, that keeping that stuff in the family. You learn in the rooms you're only as sick as your secrets.
Oh my
Mhm.
God. Oh my God.
You know
You
what I'm
brought
saying?
that
Come on.
only sick.
So that is so important because of the ways in which we insulate and keep this sickness going. It's just like when we talked about Mama T being, the family sick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, family sick. We can't let these germs just spread all over to the next person and incubate on the walls and grow like a petri dish. What we need to do is we need to open up some windows, let the air come through, disinfect some stuff. You see what I mean?
Right. And I'm telling you now, I was labeled for real. I was labeled. My family, there was so much incest and molestation that was jumping off in my family that when God blessed me to start to bring forth my treasures and stars, and I really got my eyes open and was like, oh no, these are the greatest gifts that I could have ever received and been given. Langston, Latoya, Champagne, and Morgan, like, oh my God, these are my treasures and my stars. There was no way that I was going to leave them vulnerable and exposed to all of the lasciviousness and the behaviors that were taking place in the environments that I grew up in. And so I learned, I was like, I need to cover them. I need to protect them. But I was getting dropped off in place. You knew that man was a molester. You knew he was a molester and you dropped me off at his house anyway. Come on now, what's the problem? I don't understand. So my children, it was like, oh no, we don't get to go. Mama, do we have family? Well, yeah, but yeah. And when they were old enough to understand, I was like, and the truth is, this is why you're not going.
But hold on. And what about when you say, because we gonna tap back to what Dietrich said. What about when you say, no, you're the parent. You're the parent. This is the thing. You're the parent who says you can't just go to anybody's house, right? You can't even go over to the uncle's house. You can't go to the uncle's house who we know is a molester. You can't. Okay, right? But then you say, but you can go to cousin so-and-so house and don't know that the cousin is a molester.
Right.
But you can go to grandma's house and didn't know granddaddy was a molester because you held that secret.
I drew a line. So when I'm telling you that I had
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about.
No, but I get it. I'm using this as an example. So when I say I drew a line and a boundary, the way that I set boundaries is this, and I've taught it in Celebrate Recovery. I'm either going to have a solid line, a dotted line, or a double solid line. Right? When you driving down the road, if it's a 2-lane going 2 different directions, if that line is broken, that means that you can cross it and go around the car in front of you. Proceed with caution. You need to make sure, right, that ain't nothing coming, nothing going, and you doing it at your own risk, but proceed with caution. That solid line, that means that you're not supposed to cross it at all because it's not safe. That's what it's telling you. A double line, that serves as a wall. If you cross the double line, you might as well have crossed a wall. You've driven into a wall. You have no idea. You're blind at what is coming ahead of you. I approached what our activity was. I figured, okay, if you were a child growing up in the same environment and atmospheres as me, then you've been exposed to what I've been exposed to. And if you haven't done the healing work and the separation and all of the stuff you needed to, no, my children don't get to be exposed to you. Not right now. It created a space to where folks, even in my family, was like, okay, well, you think you're better than us. Yeah, I'm not thinking that I'm better than you, but I am trying to pave a way for my family to exist. I'm creating a fork in the road that nobody created for me. So wait, Tish, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning. Somebody got to say something to Miss Tish.
Oh, you know what? I'm on here and I'm just like, y'all, thank you for allowing me in your space this morning. I am one of the members of the Tap Out crew. Yes, I am.
I was just about to say, can you sit your black ass down somewhere?
Can I say that I'm one of the original members of the Tap Out crew? And y'all are up on here doing what y'all are, what we do. Okay. I hope y'all get a real understanding. Like, these are the conversations. These are real. You can't have this much intellect in a friendship than this right here. Like, it is a challenging thing. Okay, so we talking about rape. Men.
Well, we're talking about a bunch of stuff, but yeah, go on.
I know, but this is where I jumped in on, and I'm just sitting up here like, whoa.
Lord, that was a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah, it kind of made my stomach turn and flip and all
Why
kind of
make your
stuff.
stomach turn and flip?
Why?
Because you know why? And I think I'm gonna put this burden on you guys too. Okay. So you know how they say no, what I would say to my younger self, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like little things you would say, right?
Mm.
See, those are the pearls and the gems that we need to be passing down. Okay. So what I would say to my younger self on the subject of rape, because I can't get those years back, but I know that there's a tribe of people coming behind me. I know that there's a tribe of women that are right where we are in our, 40s, 50s, that done already lived it, then got through it, and would cut a nigga today if they tried it. It's like, believe this. If it didn't feel good, if it made you feel some type of way,
Mm.
then that's what that thing was.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was one of the hardest things for me to accept in my encounter of rape, because I invited the fool into my home,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't, family. It wasn't any, it was somebody I met, and, it got to a point where I didn't wanna, and I had to accept that, sometimes as ladies, we don't know that the monster is a monster until we put ourselves in close proximity of that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know what to do, So note to self, if it made you feel some type of way, yeah, you done found a monster. You done got one, pick a book, Jack in the Crack. It's there, And it took, therapy, and it took spiritual counseling and all types of stuff for me to deal with that, because that bore forth a woman that I'm not even proud of, but it was part of the process. It was all necessary to become who I am today. But those things, if you don't deal with it, it will deal with you. That's just the gem of that I have to say when it comes to rape.
That's right.
I wouldn't care what color he is.
That's right.
I love how Donna said, it's a difference. We ain't talking about men. We talking about rapists. People that would do a whack job on little princesses' heads. Some of them don't even become queens.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
because they're messed up.
something that
That's
you
it.
said that I dropped was that it's okay to get therapy in order to keep moving forward,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
which is taboo,
You
of
don't
course.
even know what it is, especially in, like the comment about, do you call it that when it is your uncle? When it is your, what do you call it? Some people have those situations that are just so deep that they don't even know where to begin. So just, gems, for young ones coming up, man, if it's inside and it didn't feel right, talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Get that thing up and out, please, because it will lead you places that a lot of us, even on this live, don't, it will, we can link things back to that night. A lot of things back to that night, that encounter.
Facts.
I want to shift us a little bit. I'm going to go over here to this Queen Consortium. Did I say it right?
Yeah,
You
you said
did.
it right.
Okay, Donna be saying it. She make it sound like it's somewhere to be.
It is.
And it is.
And you here right now.
What? No.
I'm so glad to be up in the consortium.
It's a consortium. Consortium.
Consortium. Say it again.
Consortium.
Hi, Tama. What you doing, Tama?
So I had to say that.
Hey,
So
now can you? I just want to say, can y'all see the 4 personalities in the group?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You see all the full personalities of the group. This is a hellified group here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is not a joke.
Okay.
Y'all done came in.
This is not a joke, okay, at all.
You know what I mean?
This is ooh, yes. Y'all laughter is everything. Yes, girl. Tia, that's my girl. Okay, and don't put us in no car with some music and we want to slap each other and be like, "Nigga!" I'm sorry. You know, and everything gotta, we got a story for everything. Okay.
Oh man.
Yes.
Stories.
Okay.
Stories.
No, better yet, not only do we have a story for everything, we got theme music for everything.
Yes,
That girl, I'll bust the windows out your car. That's the one.
Hold up. Why that song? Why that song?
I'll bust the windows out your car. Okay? That's why that stuff ain't gonna happen no more.
Look here, see that's the personalities coming out right there. She the one gonna bust out the windows. I'm the one that's gonna tell you the truth. Tony,
What am I gonna do?
Look, Tony gonna try and heal you.
Okay. Yeah, Tony gonna try to give you. Yeah, that's what she gonna do.
Well, I mean, everybody deserves a chance, and everybody should have the opportunity to be healed. You know,
I understand agape love.
You know what? Don't see you trying to trigger the hell out of me right now. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I want some more coffee, y'all. I'm sorry for the movement.
Okay.
Because I didn't do my little thing, my little emoji.
So hold on. Let me give a shout out real quick. Let me give a shout out. Queens, can you,
Tony?
I want to shout out Ebony London.
Hi,
Ebony.
Ear art by Ebony London. And hold on.
Look at them earrings she got on.
She made
Girl.
Hold on.
Ebony.
Let me go get my other ones. I'll be right back.
Oh,
okay. Ebony, I need you, honey. I got clip-ons. I do not have no pierced ears. I need clip-ons.
I got these is homemade too. This is made out of some type of metal or something, from a guy named something Mandingo.
Mandingo? What?
So maybe on Facebook, I posted his
Mandingo make earrings.
You know what?
Yes.
You know what?
Mandingo make earrings? That's what he do?
Look, Mandingo make earrings, girl.
Shut up, girl.
Did I just hear you say Mandingo?
So to the general audience, if you ever want to get on the good side of any of the tap out queens, earrings.
Earrings.
Like for real.
We all. Some people collect.
Oh, Ebony.
But I collect earrings. So hold on one second. Stop playing.
Some coffee. Oh,
she putting on some different
this is a shout out to Tony.
This is my.
She got me hooked on to the best coffee in the world, and we ain't gonna let my coffee.
Y'all see this mess? This
all I'm saying is, Tish, look, Tish, your coffee cup is damn near this big.
Look, Donna, look.
Tish, the beautiful Tish, your coffee cup is damn near this big, bitch. If you ain't having coffee in that,
girl, I'm finna have another one. Okay, girl, this is my second cup. Okay, y'all.
Thomas still sipping out of the same cup.
I'm having a hot
flash. It holds 16 ounces. That's why.
Look,
I am having a hot flash. Okay. Can we bring it together, ladies?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Sometimes too, y'all.
We need it up close. Okay, excuse me. I want to make sure that you guys get it up close. These are my second pair.
Wait a minute. Are those reversible?
Yes, girl, honey.
Wait, do that again.
Honey.
Yes.
Do that again.
Mm-hmm. I need something. Something. Ebony, please. Clip on.
This is my favorite side. But then sometimes it just kind of goes double, and I'll be like, okay, whatever.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the next Queen Consortium, we all gonna be rocking our pair of Ebony London earrings.
Ebony clip-ons, honey. And I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so ladies, queen,
Yes.
I want us to we're gonna wrap up our conversation. And
Oh,
Don't
come
be ignorant.
on.
late,
I'm
you
sorry,
late.
excuse my language. Let me not do that. For some people,
You do, go ahead and do it. Don't hide yourself. Don't
that could
hide
be
yourself, Donna.
myself. I'm
This
just saying that could be triggering language for some of the ladies on the call.
I know, but it's all love for us.
Call you when we talk to each
You
other.
when we call, okay. Well,
Saying
call me the queen. Go ahead. But I know what it
So,
means. Go ahead.
so I want you guys to know they are not acting out of character at all. This is so true to nature. This is what they do. They do it in the car. And
Yes.
then we have to pull over so that they can just do, them outside of the car because they just be loud and no respect for the playlist. None. Tish ain't got no respect for the playlist.
that's Tish. That's
None.
Tish.
Music be playing and Tish just don't know. Now, here's what I wanted to say though. Queen Consortium.
Mm,
Consortium. The Queen
that's us.
Consortium it is important. If you need to figure out ways women to keep moving forward, you need to
Yes.
surround yourself with some queens.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
here's the difference. Don't surround yourself with yes men and yes women, people that's just gonna tell you what it is that they think you want to hear. Point.
Mm.
Another one.
We need to be documenting these. Who dropping this in the comment?
Okay, can I get somebody that's watching the live to drop what nuggets I'm dropping in? Because I need to just kind of flow. So do
You
not
know, we need to
surround
be.
yourself with yes men and yes women. Somebody drop that
Mm-mm.
in the chat. Do not
Mm.
surround yourself with yes men and yes women. In your queen consortium, you cannot have yes men and yes women in there. That's real. You need to have people that will call you on your crap. See,
I'm gonna call the person on a shit person.
that part too. Yes,
Yeah,
that
that
part.
part.
See,
Oh,
that's
she get on my nerves.
I
call
do.
them
Ugh.
on their
I
feces
do.
when you show up. Because if I show up in this, when I come to before this group right here, and I'm coming in there crying and snotting and all of that, oh, whatever, they gonna call me on my stuff. They gonna call it out. Tish is gonna say, "Well, I don't agree, and I think it's this, and what have you," and Donna is gonna be like, "You just speaking through your own issues, Tish, and just go on and get that
You
out
know what?
so that we can." And then Tom is going to say, "You need to change your language and change your life. Remember, these are the words. Words are powerful. And so let's exchange the words." And so we're going
That's
to
what.
add
Yes.
stuff. And
Yes.
so
That's how it
do not
goes.
surround yourself with yes people. Surround yourself with queens that love and appreciate and respect you enough to call you on your stuff and tell you the
Mm-hmm.
truth about you.
Tell you the
I
truth.
need the
Mm-hmm.
truth about me.
Hey,
What I
Mm-hmm.
love too is that these ladies know I love the Lord. They know I'm an ordained elder. They do not let me come outside of that. They hold me to that. They hold me accountable. And I promise you, sometimes I'll be told in the line, I'll be like, you know what?
I let her come outside if she want to take it. She want to take that little white thing off in the middle, whatever that thing, the collar, that habit. I don't know what they
The
call it.
collar.
The collar. If she want to take that collar off with me, Elder can take off that motherfucking collar. She usually don't. She usually don't. She be like, well,
Yeah, I have to keep it tight and secure around Donna because yeah, yeah. So the other thing is that you want to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people that have learned and gleaned from the wisdom of their experiences. If they still do the same thing that they was doing in their 20s, you can't talk to me right now about where I'm at. I can't be where you are. I'm not trying to go backwards. I'm trying to keep moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
And a 20-year-old voice is very different.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah.
A 20-year-old experience where they're at. Yeah. Because I learned.
And I'm sorry, I don't want to take away because we got some mature 20-something
good.
year olds out there.
Yes.
We really do have some mature 20-some-year-olds, but usually that 20-some-year-old is going to be right where you at. Your peers, and queens can be peers, but they got to be healthy. You got to have those
iron sharpen iron.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Iron sharpen iron. So Tama and me, That's one of the things that I appreciate, is that so I look up at Tama and then I look at peer level to Tama. What I never do is look down at Tama.
Mhm.
I don't ever have to look down to reach her. I don't
Mhm.
have to look down to reach any of these women that are in this Queen Consortium. Now, I may have to pull them up if they fall. That's different. But I don't have to go down to their level in order to receive from them because I'm trying to continue to move forward.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people that have wisdom and experiences that you can draw from. I can learn from. I don't mind sitting at any of these women's feet.
Mhm.
Anything else? Any other thing that you guys feel is an important component to creating, your own environment of queens that you rocking with?
Keep it real with yourself. Be a queen to
Mhm.
yourself. We spend so much time lying to ourselves,
Hmm.
even. Sometimes you got to get real and look at yourself in the mirror. Let me tell you something. I don't be putting my business out. Like this is probably like the most authentic anybody has ever seen me. I got a whole lot of people who know who are acquainted with my name.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people who are acquainted with the things that I've done in the community, my children, the parent that I am, and all that. But it's not a lot of people who know me.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. A lot of it is because I have learned how to present. I can go to Richmond and kick it with my hood friends. I can go to into an academic situation and speak very eloquently and use all my lofty words. And I can go and I can be a chameleon.
Mhm.
And that's one thing that Black women have certainly had to do is code switch like a motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah,
So when you
Mhm.
learn that in this environment, I got to be strong. In this environment, I can be vulnerable. In this environment, I got to be in charge. In this environment, I got to be this. Then we begin. We don't. We forget who we are once you take
Mhm.
the hat off. Once you leave,
Mhm.
now you still dealing with yourself on false airs, opposed to really being for real with yourself. So for me, I had to get really real with myself. My self-talk, my mindset, sometimes that
Mhm.
shit is jacked up. Sometimes it
Yeah,
just is.
yeah,
But at the same time, every thought that I have, my what is it? Every thought that you have, your self-conscious is eavesdropping on.
hmm,
And so it still here's the ways in which we speak to ourselves or the ways in which we're not honest with ourselves and we're not telling ourselves the truth. And we owe it to ourselves to do that. Like, and here's the thing. And if you're not ready to address it, be okay with that too.
Yeah.
I'm just not
Mhm.
ready. But don't beat yourself up for it.
right, right.
You beat yourself
Yeah,
up for not when you're ready to address it. And that's the thing. Most people, when they are ready to change, it happens. When you get
Yeah.
Mhm.
dissatisfied with your weight or whatever your situation, then you do something about it. You don't just sit up and me because we're really not to the point of our dissatisfaction if we're still just talking about a thing. But when you get out there and you act on it and you get really real with yourself, look here, if you don't get your health together, you're gonna die. If you don't get your
Mhm.
mind right, you're gonna be stuck in this cycle of bullshit that you in right now, and you're gonna
right,
stay stuck. If you
right.
don't want no more for yourself than what you got right now, then you're just gonna be, sitting there and accepting and comfortable in complacency. If
Hmm.
you what you want for yourself, you really because just like that poem that we started off with, sometimes you gotta hold your own hand.
Man,
And what holding your own hand means that I hold myself accountable to the truth about myself. And if I'm fucked up, then guess what? I'm fucked up. I need to deal with that shit. Whatever that thing is, whatever it is, past trauma, current trauma, new drama,
Mhm.
whatever it is. But be
Mhm.
okay with yourself the whole fucking time because there's always somebody who's doing worse than you right now.
I ain't laughing at
Mm.
you. Sorry, I'm laughing at Toya. Toya said, "Why?"
Mhm.
Toya, I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you. No, I'm just playing.
Let me
Yeah,
say
that
this
I
about.
tell you, I almost missed it too. I ain't used to it.
Okay, because she look here, look, Toya, because baby girl got in on the last half hour of this call. That's
Yeah, yeah. Tell you, I almost missed it too. But so let me tell y'all this,
Tama was gonna
okay?
say
Can I tell y'all something?
Tama
Come
was
on,
gonna
Tish.
say something. Tama and then Tish. Tama and Tish. Tish,
Okay,
don't lose your thought. Don't lose your thought.
okay,
No,
okay.
because I'll hold on to mine. Come on, Tish.
yeah, because you know
Okay,
Because
so you
Tish
know what
started
you
to go
guys.
full swirl.
So let me just say something as far as what I'm discovering, and it's all came in this conversation. Okay, Queens, let me tell y'all.
I have a feeling we're gonna go overtime. Go ahead.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Anyways, we gonna go overtime. They ain't charging by the minute. Let's do this. Anyway,
let's go.
so what I'm learning is that, as queens, and when you accept your queendom or whatever thing, you are you get a little bit better about listening to women. You
Yes,
do.
you do.
And you get a little bit better with saying she ain't ready yet and
And that's
walking the hell
okay.
off. Okay.
Okay.
Just like
That's
that.
okay.
Okay.
And
And
walking away with no
walking
judgment. Walking away
the
with no
hell
judgment because you were
off.
in there 10, 15 years ago, 5 years ago.
Okay. Like
That's
she ain't ready yet, um what, because I was one of those women, like, and I thank God for all the people that listened to me through all of that, all of my issues and everything. But I wasn't ready yet, and I remember my cousin Shauna telling me, when you've had enough, Tisha,
mm.
you'll know.
Mm.
And when you have had enough, you'll know. And
And
as
it's not an
queens,
explosion. It's not a
mm-mm,
volcanic eruption. And that's
mm-mm.
when you know Black women are serious because that knowledge comes quietly. And when you have
Yeah,
enough, you just go, okay.
that's
And
enough. That's
anyone with
enough.
some perception and discernment would know, run, Forest, because that's a
Right.
queen that has reached her limit. It ain't,
Ooh.
it's like, all
Ooh.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. How they say, less talking. It will be less talking because
Mm-hmm.
now you finna see this in my action
That part right
for
there.
real.
Ooh,
You know
I
what I'm
can
Yeah.
go
saying?
better than I can
Like,
tell you.
oh, I'm finna make this move. Oh, keep
Yeah.
moving.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Before you get the keep out, I done move.
Yeah.
And did it on
You
purpose.
know, on purpose. Okay. So really, man, young queens coming up. Once you hit, I love how she said about that 20 something, about 28, 29,
Mm-hmm.
33, 30, somewhere around there.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. You know what I'm saying? You're going to start moving different.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And when
And I think, and
you
we
stop
just have to
moving.
have love, so much love as older queens
Yeah.
to give people the room for that, because we kind of want to coddle these girls and tell them, no, don't do that. I did this, I did that. No, 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 no. I just really recently, 45, had to say, you know what? Go and feel that hot thing. It's hot.
Mm.
Oh yeah, it's hot.
So you
That's
don't not tell them that it's hot. You still tell them that it's hot.
it's still hot
Hmm.
when you 40, 50s.
It's
Because
Okay, you hear
hot.
that?
Yeah,
Hey, hey,
yeah.
hey, hey, hey.
hold up. As we keep
Don't
it
make me
real,
mute
as we
you.
keep it
Don't make me mute you.
what?
Hmm.
I ain't about to be, I don't need to be muted. I'm about to speak.
Don't start, Donna. Please don't, because you're gonna start me up, Donna.
Okay, listen. Look here. Let's not act like it get all extinguished when you 30, 40, and 50 and 60 years old. I mean, everybody's different, right? Even your meter, your bullshit meter is different than mine. I might be able to get
Uh-huh.
a bit more
Uh-huh.
bullshit than the next person. You know what I'm saying? The next person might drive them out their damn mind. You know, so it's not even about like, it's not about an age or an arrival or anything at where you are is where you're supposed to be, because if you were supposed to be somewhere else, guess what, that's where you would be. So
Yes.
you're okay with where you at, we good. Everybody gets
Mhm.
it's just okay. This is I'm gonna put it like this. I tell my daughters all the time, look at nature. Look
Mhm.
at nature. Nobody tells the flowers when they're supposed to bloom. None of the petals are in competition with each other or with another flower on the block. Nobody look at the tree and say, you know what? Your trunk is jacked up. Let me peel that bark for you. Let me file that back. No, nothing.
Ooh.
Nature is not looking and judging. Nature just grows in its time. And then when it's time, guess what? It dies
Mhm.
off and then it replants and then it grows again.
Mhm.
There's no place that we're arriving to. As long as you're living, you're growing, you're
That's true.
healing, you're
That's true.
being. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's
Oh.
see, because that's the thing that puts that stigma or that thing on us. Like, I should have had a house by now, and I should have been married and had my kids by now.
Mhm.
And by now,
Mhm.
I should have. Who the fuck you are that you think that you should have did it? Because if you were supposed to have done it, it would have been done. Boo.
Wow.
Be
That's
okay
real.
with where you at and receive that and love yourself regardless, because it's all you. It's all you, and it all
Mhm.
in your
Mhm.
time. You will bloom and blossom in your time. And
Mm.
then some things will die off and regenerate and create new things in you. And that's the cycle of life.
That's what it
Mhm.
looks like to show yourself grace and mercy, and to not
Mhm.
condemn yourself, for where you are, what have you. And that's something that in this season in my life that I'm really, really exercising.
Yeah.
I'm being very gracious and very considerate and kind to myself. I'm
Yes.
trying to show myself the same level of grace and mercy and
Come on
patience and
now.
kindness that the Lord
Mhm.
shows me on a daily basis. And I didn't realize that I wasn't. I was very critical. I was looking at other people and trying to gauge where I should be according to where other people were.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Mm.
dangerous. That's a whole nother
And
level
Ooh.
let me
of
just
patience.
say this.
Compare and despair. That's what
Wait,
it is.
as we keeping it real with ourselves, let me just say this. I
Mhm.
still do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
still silently sit back and watch many of my good friends on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and all this doing the very thing that they want to do, being successful at it, loving it, or just fucking doing it. And I
Mhm.
sit back in my space, unwilling to share my authentic self with the world, sitting on all my motherfucking talent over
Right.
here in fear at 40 fucking 9 years old, still going through some shit with mindset work. Let's not like
Mhm.
for real, let's be real, because that's what this is all about. And that's the reality that many of us can't get to, is when you still holding that, when I'm still looking in the past, I still look at some of my, it's a shame. And I have to talk to myself. I still look at some of my friends in high school and be like, mm. And we know what that
Mm.
is. We know
Yeah.
what that is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
and it's that way that we judging what they doing, what they ain't doing, how they doing, what they doing, but ain't they doing something?
Wait, so Donna, wait. So wait, I need a parking lot moment then,
Let me
because
let me
with
park.
with what you just said, that's then another governing principle for the Queen Consortium. What we
Mhm.
don't do is compare ourselves to each other.
Well,
Mm-mm.
that's what we
Mhm.
don't do. That is true.
I and I've never felt that with this group that
I
says,
compare myself to others though. Still, I ain't talking about y'all because
mhm,
I'm in love, peace, and comfort with y'all. But that's my truth.
yeah,
My peers,
Right.
my high school friends, people who I went to
yeah.
high school with, doing
Mhm.
good. I just be like, damn, look at them.
Mm.
I do, when I'm looking at other organizers in the community and other work that's being done. What I'm trying to learn how to do, what I am practicing, is making sure that I am very clear. At 52, going on 53, I'll be 53 in March, ladies. I don't know what we're doing, but we're doing something. And so what I do, and Tom has helped me with this a lot, I am learning how to be laser focused and clear on what is my purpose. What's my God given purpose? What am I
Mm.
here and talents, and what are they being used for? What's my passion and my heartbeat? How is that associated and connected to my purpose and stuff? And then Donna, if you're an organizer and I'm an organizer, if I look at your bar, look at your level of organizing, what I have to be clear on, remember the dotted line, I don't need to get in your lane. That's what I'm not going to do, because I'm not called and purposed to be you. I'm looking at, and so maybe I need to glean and learn from some of the principles that you apply in order to move forward. Maybe Tish, I'm struggling with finances and you don't think you're great with finances, but I think you're great because you're greater than me with finances. And so I then glean from you. I'm not trying to be you. I'm not trying to do you, but I am trying to learn. And I'm surrounding myself with people that I can learn from, hater or not. Even if it's a hater now, right? Even if it's a hater in my life, right? That
we don't want to surround ourselves with haters.
Okay.
Just at times we find ourselves.
Judas was at the table with the disciples. Preach, Tony.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Okay, Judas.
Breaking bread. When he said, "Okay, now go do what it is that you must do." So, when a hater is sitting at the table, because the Lord said, "I'll prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies." So when a hater is sitting at the table, supping and breaking bread with you and gleaming from you, I still need to learn some things. There are principles to be learned. There are things that I can apply, even from those experiences. That's what I'm trying to say. And then I had two principles that I wanted to throw out, but I need to make space for, So
I'm gonna. You said something that I really, because I want to reach back to these young ones coming up. Your team, your table. Who sits at your table?
Yeah,
that's the question you got to answer. Who has a voice and a vote at your table?
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. When it comes to purpose, it's very important, because my purpose didn't come from me waking up saying, "Letitia, you're this." My purpose came from the people that I allow to sit at my table. So if you're walking around here saying, "I don't know my purpose," who's at your table? Who's sitting at your table saying, "You know what, Donna, you're great at this. Tony, you're great at this. Tama, this is what you should be doing." A lot of the stuff that we get notarized for and get blown up and shout out about is stuff that we didn't even feel we could do. Who's at your table?
Right.
Do you appreciate the people at your table that's pouring into you and trying to make you feel better and help you to see who you are? And you'll see that this is the thing. We chase people whose names are in bright lights, but the person that's going to tell you your purpose is somebody that ain't even that one. Don't want to be that one. Just sitting back watching you. God sent. So there comes a point in your time in your life where you're going to have to, if you're unclear of your purpose, watch who's at your table. Who's sitting there. Make room for that person. Go ahead, Donna.
Procure your table.
What do you mean?
Secure your table.
You need to procure it.
You need to procure it.
You need to be particular about who you even allow at your table. The table analogy, Tish, I got in a workshop, a theater workshop or an acting workshop, and they talked about who's on your bus. Right? Same concept, right? And so we have to be careful sometimes. Like Jesus was who he was, so he knew what Judas was supposed to do. Judas didn't know who he didn't know who he was. He didn't know he was a betrayer. He didn't grow up with that insight in his wheelhouse. So we have to procure, like our group. Tony handpicked some people. I remember when I wasn't in the group, and um, and so I
I
was.
go back
Here we
further.
go. Here we go.
Oh, where'd Tony go?
Come back, Tony. How you been? You don't want to start. I think we was on Highway 101 talking about this. Okay, don't play.
I wasn't in the group, right?
So yeah.
You made the tap out, Queen, tap out.
I don't know who decided that I was to be part of this consortium.
So sometimes we try to pick who should be at the table, and what I have come to learn is that those that should be at the table will oftentimes pick you. And so God sent the people that I needed in my life. He sent you. You all, I know, were sent, and you were sent in order to help preserve, protect, and save my life and my natural mind. All in different times. I didn't have to pretend. I never have to put on any type of pretenses when I'm with you. I am always authentically who I am. And so,
Tony,
yes, ma'am.
So this is the beauty of having a tap out crew, having a Queen Consortium, is that you get to be, I don't know, you get to be lovingly liberated, because inside of this circle, we know who we are. And inside of this circle, we are getting to know each other. Like, y'all have learned more about me. And it has nothing to do with who I am as executive director, or who I am as poet laureate. None of that. Y'all know things about me that nobody on the planet knows. But that's the function. That's the function of having your group, is that you get to come into it who you are. And the liberation, that loving liberation, comes from sharing and from knowing that you get to be naked each and every time you are present with each other.
Each and every time. Sometimes literally, girl.
And you get to challenge each other. You get to comfort each other. You get to sometimes just be.
Yeah.
You ain't got to be on. You ain't got to be present. You ain't got to be giving. You can just be poured into, or you can
take them to the bathroom.
Be. Right. I might just sit here and watch all the madness happen.
Tony be having on the road.
Right. And then within this group, we're multi-generational. We are.
I wish Clay was here to say more on that. Go ahead, Tom.
Because for the audience, this is how good 64 looks.
Shut up, girl. You sexy. You fine. You better stop it, Tama. You better go on with it. Okay? I know what's in your bedroom, baby. Okay? I know what's in there. Okay?
Yes. Baby.
But
yes.
When you're creating your table, when you're looking at who's sitting at your table, you do want that mix. You want someone that is maybe a few years behind you that you can pour into right there at your level, so that you've got your peer group, and then a few years ahead of you, so that you can gain and learn from those breadcrumbs that they're dropping, and you can sit and do a potluck each and every time you come together. Everybody's bringing different ingredients, and you trust each other's cooking. You trust each other's flavor.
You don't be like, who made the macaroni and cheese?
Right,
girl, you know I did that.
I ain't eating that.
Lying.
Yeah. Yes.
So, girl.
The last thing that I wanted to say is that.
Oh, wait, Tony. I forgot.
Go ahead.
Because you were talking about, you and Donna were saying, okay, I look at somebody and I think I'm not there. And we just had this conversation 2 weeks ago about the definition of envy, about envy the
Girl,
noun and
yes, the
envy the
verb,
verb.
the verb. Yes, yes, I love it.
Don't make
I
me
was
take you back
on.
to the chalkboard.
I wasn't on that call. I'm just
Sit back then, okay? Sit back. Sit back. My yellow bus is coming to get your ass.
With myself. At that time, I still struggle with envy and jealousy. Is that okay?
Yes, yes.
That's my truth.
Tama just needed us to understand the difference and be able to differentiate between the two, and so she defined it for us.
Let's do it.
Define it. Give it to the world.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, because so many of us are women of faith, and we're taught that envy is a sin, and then we don't understand what the word actually is. Envy has two definitions. Envy the noun, that's where the sin comes in. Envy the noun is a feeling of discontented or resentful longing aroused by someone else's possessions, qualities, or luck. A resentful longing aroused by someone else's possessions, qualities, or luck. Now,
she shouldn't have it.
That's what you don't want. But envy the verb, envy the verb is a desire to have a quality, possession, or other desirable attribute belonging to someone else.
Now that's envy. Now what's jealousy?
Now jealousy, let me go and get you some jealousy.
Because I got some envy in me. I do. I'm working on it.
But is it the noun or the verb?
Is it the noun or is it the verb?
It's a noun and a verb. She just
really?
I told you.
Ooh, you tacky.
Okay, you know what? Here's the problem. Hold on. She done been in the spot too long and she ain't had nothing to smoke. That's the problem. So
why we busting me out for real? For real? We busting me out all
no, wait.
Is that what we doing? Is that what we taking this queen?
Just breathe. Just breathe.
It's all right. I got one. Listen here. I got one.
I know. I already know. Don't even say it, Donna.
And if we was on our regular Queen Consortium call, I would be firing up right now.
Yeah.
She would.
Okay.
In our faces. Yep, she actually would.
She talks better when she does that too. Yes,
she would. And Tama would have one leg up on the bar.
I took a couple of tokes before we got started.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's called jealousy. We got 9 jealousy.
Jealousy.
Let me go get you the definition of. That's a really sucky definition. Hold on.
See, because she's a wordsmith, so she knows the difference between a good definition and a sucky one. And that's why she chose the word sucky, because she knows what it means as well.
Yeah, because you get to have a mix of your SAT words and then your actual from the concrete up words.
Yes, Tia. Yes, Tia. Yes. That is you and your freedom and your body wraps and all that.
Girl, I'm
tired, Tia. Yes, Tia. Yes. That's I first saw you on TV with that. Yeah.
And so Donna, jealousy and envy defined are two sides of the same coin, because they're going to give you the same definition of a feeling or showing an unhappy or angry desire to have what someone else has. And jealousy and envy are actually interchangeable.
But see, you know
yes.
what? Are they really?
Yes.
When you're feeling, okay, so let me go back with that. Jealousy is when they say a feeling or showing unhappiness. Envy might be something completely internal,
deep-seated.
but jealousy is when it comes out of you and you begin to show it in your actions and in your face. You can carry envy, but you exhibit jealousy. Does that make sense?
Boom. That's it.
Say that again.
That makes sense. So okay. So I'm
you can.
But not
You can carry envy, but you're going to exhibit jealousy.
Oh, I don't exhibit jealousy. I got too much pride for
Mhm.
that. I got too much pride for somebody to be thinking I'm tripping off of them, even though I'm tripping. Okay?
Donna, I'm gonna have to take a
Mhm.
pain pill because I'm in, like, for real. I told you I can laugh like this because my
Somebody
breath.
get up in there with that elbow.
Okay, let's wait. Conversation's almost over.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
I'm gonna cry for some help.
Right.
Ooh.
Letitia. Okay.
Yes, girl. How can I help
You can't. I mean, truth be told, I don't want your elbow up in the root in the base of my back.
you? Oh, okay. Anyways, what happened?
You can't just do that. Because let me tell you why, Tish. Okay? Because I've been to school. Okay? I've been to school. In massage therapy, you have to understand where the muscles and the nerves are, because you could fuck somebody up.
I told you, Donna, please.
I'm just saying, you got to have somebody who knows.
I do not want to rub nobody. Okay, I want to be rubbed.
Then don't be rubbing on nobody.
I want to be rubbed.
Okay.
You too. Time out.
Because I have to.
Okay, Donna, stop. Why are you doing me like that, Donna? Okay, go ahead.
I told you. See, there's the Queens Consortium after dark. That's when you two can just be y'all. However, this is the Queens with Coffee conversation.
Queens with Coffee. Take a sip.
Okay, so wait. So
in all fairness, I am 3 hours ahead of you. So
yeah, but you know what we need to do? What we have not done now. So if we're gonna be really brave, if we're gonna keep it really, really 100%, we need to do a Queen Consortium after dark.
Right, because Toya said
I can't handle the truth. I can't handle the truth. I'm just saying.
Okay, so watch this. I wanted to say these last 2 points is that with the Queen Consortium, you want to surround yourself in order to keep moving forward. You want to surround yourself with other queens that want to authentically see you grow.
Mm-hmm.
That they really want to see you be your best self. To reach your greatest, there's a word that I want, but I can't reach for it. But to reach, like the is it epicate? How do you say it? It's like the highest,
The apex.
Apex, yes. That you want to reach the highest.
The mountains, yeah.
Yeah.
Echelon.
Excellent. So when Donna dreams out loud.
I love words too. Words matter.
You see. You see. This is why 2 minutes ain't cool, okay?
I'm sorry. This is what happens. I just had to cuss these women out yesterday because I said, look, I can't be giving you guys all my fucking life. I get on a phone call with these women, and next thing you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 fucking hours didn't pass, and I ain't got shit done but sitting on this damn call, loving and nurturing and breaking down and breaking up and building and carrying on. Thank you.
That's why I didn't answer y'all yesterday. I couldn't.
Oh no, you know what? Yesterday, no, you couldn't. Yesterday was, but I thank God. I'm telling you now. Yesterday was real. It was necessary. Tama, get the poem, please, because I want us to close out with the poem that you started with.
Oh,
yes.
I get to hear it. Come on, Tama.
You know what I'm saying, you, Tisha.
It's not mine. Oh my God.
Stop it.
The last point. In order to keep moving forward, y'all remember to live.
Yeah.
And breathe.
Yeah.
Don't forget to breathe.
Don't forget to breathe. Yes. Do not hold your breath. Y'all can't be holding your breath. So make sure that you got people around you that know what you look like when you're holding your breath.
Right.
Ooh. Who can recognize when you're holding your breath? Yes.
Yes. All right, ladies, let's take a deep one. y'all make my heart happy. I just wanted to weep, but for joy. I love you guys.
Love y'all. I love you back.
Man, I love y'all.
Mm.
Tama?
This is a poem called Won't You Celebrate With Me by Lucille Clifton.
Mm-hmm.
Won't you celebrate with me what I have shaped into a kind of life? I had no model. Born in Babylon, both non-white and woman, what did I see to be except myself? I made it up. Been here on this bridge between starshine and clay, my one hand holding tight my other hand.
Mm.
Come celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me and has failed. That's
All
how
right,
Queens
y'all.
roll.
Enough said.
We love y'all. We'll see you next month.
I don't know, y'all. You know, we might have to tap in before next month and get some
Oh, shut up! After us. After us.
Y'all
Peace
got some
out.
stories.
Trying to kill
Say,
us.
say bye. Say bye
Ooh.
now.
Bye. Go on, tell me.
Bye.
Go on, tell me. Go on, tell me.